Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Yes, good morning, and thank you for joining our program this Saturday morning. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Emerson, would you like to say something?
Hello, everyone. My name is Emerson. I am 13 years old. I'm basically an author. I'm a cartoonist. I'm also an animator, and I do YouTube. I have 111,000 subscribers on YouTube. It's very cool. Yeah. So yeah. So welcome everyone to today's session. Hope you enjoy it.
As you can see, this is a very, very accomplished young man, and he's only 13. So welcome, because we are going to be talking about what it's like. Actually, it's not 4 decades apart. It's 46 years apart. That's more than almost 5 decades apart.
Yeah.
And we're really looking forward to this session, because we're not sure what's going to come out from it, but I would really, really love to hear what Emerson has to say about, childhood, about education, about what matters most to young people, what makes them happy. I think as adults, as parents and educators, this is something we need to know. We should know what it is that the young people want, in order for us to be able to to do right by them for their education and their lives moving forward, and how all of us can support them in their growth to becoming, and the purpose for all educators is, it is about unleashing the greatness of every single child. It is not about selected students who are academically strong, it is about every single one of them. So thank you very much for joining us today. And that is our commitment. For me as an educator and a parent, it is about every single child. So we get to hear from Emerson today, what he has to say about that. Okay? Yes. All right. But we kind of thought at the beginning, we would like to do a bit of an icebreaker. So as you can see, it's like literally almost 5 decades apart. I was a child of the 60s and a teenager of the 70s, right? And Emerson is a child of the 2010s, and now he's a teenager growing up in the 2020s. Okay, so that kind of a gap here. All right, so Emerson, we kind of thought that it would be interesting to see how well each of us know each other's I guess
generation,
era, the decade.
Yeah.
So both of us, we ended up curating some questions to ask. All right. So we were gonna do maybe about 3. So you get to choose, yeah, Emerson, which 3, and I'll do 3 as well. So would you like to get started, Emerson?
Yes. All right. So the first one. So basically, right? In my generation, we use a lot of softwares. We're always on the internet one, always in the phone, using calculator, and yeah, a very, very popular software is YouTube. I'm sure everyone knows it, even from your generation. But there are some really, really popular YouTubers on YouTube there lah. And so I want to just show you their profile pictures, and just like 3 of them, and just, do you know who these people are? And can you guess how many subscribers they have? So these are the 3 people.
Oh no. Let me see. Oh, well, first and foremost, I don't know who they are, and I don't know first, so I think the first will go to you. If I were to guess, I would say I wouldn't know their names, right? You want me to guess names? I can create names.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Maybe what I will do is I will guess the number of followers. Would that help?
Yes.
Would that work?
Subscribe.
Okay, the first one, maybe 500,000 subscribers.
Okay.
Second one, 333,000 subscribers.
Okay.
And the last one, maybe 1 million subscribers.
Okay. Okay. Oh, you were somewhere right. They have 1 million, except this person has 20 million. 50 million and 110 million. It's crazy.
What?
This person, This is the biggest person on YouTube. It's called PewDiePie. It's 110 million subscribers.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of PewDiePie. Okay, at least I've heard of the name. I wouldn't have been able to, his name won't be the first to pop out. But yes, I've heard of PewDiePie. And who are the other two?
This one is Mr. Beast, and this one is Dream. Dream. He gained like 20 million subscribers in like just a year or two. It's really fast.
Okay, I can't imagine such numbers.
Yeah.
People follow. Oh my God! Like I mean, a couple, like 1 million, 2 million. You know, you can see that. But 110 million. Did you say?
Yeah, you can search it up on YouTube. It's crazy.
Okay, but anyway, the first point goes to you because.
Okay.
Okay. Now I have a question for you. I'm a child of that era. Okay. What do you think a go-go is?
A go-go? Is it like? It sounds like. Is it some sort of toy or something? Sounds like a top or something, like you spin around like go, like it's like Beyblades, you know, something like that. You throw on the floor, there's like go, and then you have a battle of the go-go's. It's very,
you know what? You get points for creativity, okay? and go ahead, create a toy of that nature and a go, okay? But what I'm going to ask you to, could you stand up? Could you stand up? All right, because we're gonna do something here. Okay, now, maybe a little bit back, a little bit more.
I'm already in the bookshelf.
Maximum. Okay, a go-go back in the 70s is a dance. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to follow the simple steps that I know about the maximum. Would you be okay?
Okay.
All right.
So
a go-go. Back then they used to wear all these like leggings, kind of look like leggings, right? And then very tight t-shirts and so on, you know. And then the hair is like big and poofy. Can you imagine all that? And this kind of dance they do. Are you ready? The first one is called swimming. Okay? Swimming. Okay, it's gonna go like this. Can you go? And you got to bounce. You got to bounce on your knees. Okay. That is the swimming move. And then you have the other one that goes hitchhiking move.
Hitchhiking?
Yes, hitchhiking. Yes. All right. And never hitchhike. Okay. All right. And the last one is let's do the submarine. You got to shimmy and go downwards. All right. One to go. Let's go shimmy and go downwards. All right. That's the go view in its simplest form. Okay. Of course, it looks a lot
cooler than one heck of a dance.
Okay. Right. So now it's back to you. Okay. What's the next question?
Okay, so what do you think was the most, from 2020? So there's one game that was really popular. It was like the most popular game of 2020 to like 2021, halfway 2021. It was crazy popular. Can you like guess what the game is? I give you a hint.
Is it like a game, online game, or is it a?
It's an online game. It's like a video game people play all the time.
World of Warcraft?
No, but that is pretty popular as well. Okay, here's a hint. Astronauts.
Astronauts?
Yes.
There are astronauts in them?
Yeah, the astronauts in the game.
Well, Candy Crush?
I don't know. There's one game that used to play. I don't know. But actually, I'll tell you lah. It's Among Us. Because you know Among Us, right?
No.
Wait, no?
I've heard of World of Warcraft, and then I think there's Borderlands and Assassin's Creed, and what's that? The other one, the driving one, you know? Yes. Those were about those that I've heard, but not, what's this Among Us?
Yeah, Among Us. Wait, I thought like school had some sort of workshop doing it. I don't know. Okay, but yeah, Among Us, like in September like 2020, it reached 60 million active players per day.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the wrong business, right? I should create more games.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Looks like I've learned a couple of new things. Yeah. So maybe this is one of those things we should maybe add into the classes for you all to kind of teach or we should maybe do some sessions where we get, like you teach the adults what it is that we need to know about your lives at in the 2010s and the 2020s. That'll be really interesting, right? Because we have no clue. All right. Yes. I know the companies that create games, yeah, not the games themselves. Okay. Right. Okay. So yeah, so we are at 2-1 at the moment. Yeah. Okay. Next one. I think this is not difficult because they're really, really famous even till today. Who are the Beatles?
The Beatles. Ah, yeah, definitely. They're a band that plays songs. I don't know the song names. I heard one, but I don't listen to them. Yeah, but yeah, I know they are a band.
Okay, good. Mark goes to you then. All right, 2-1. And yeah, maybe what we'll do is we will get you to know. I think you would have heard some of their songs because if they pop up, you might just not know that it is sung by the Beatles. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So we looks like we have to have a session where we exchange notes in this manner. Yeah, Emerson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like last
All
time
right.
was sorry. Yeah. Because last time I went for a singing class and the teacher like told me to sing a song which was by the Beatles, I think. But I don't remember the song name. That's a couple years ago. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they had tons of hits, tons of hits. Yeah. All right. Back to
like really popular. Okay, so I'll just show you something. This over here is my YouTube channel, Stabilizers Animation. Anyone you wanna go subscribe to, please? But here, okay, so right next to it, there's something which is there's a little tick there. You see, there's a little tick, small little tick. What do you think this tick means? Like only certain channels have it.
Is it a bell, like to ring? Is it a bell or it's a subscribe button?
No, it's just on the channel. Subscribe button actually should be down there, I think.
Okay, so is it the one that rings the bell? I hear that now people press and the bell will keep ringing or something like that.
Actually, I think I thought the answer then because it said there's a subscribe button lah. If you go to YouTube, there's probably a subscribe button there, and then there's one there. Okay, someone in the chat commented being certified. That's basically correct because like it means that it represents that it's verified. It's like the actual creator, the entity, and if you want to get verified, you have to have 100,000 subscribers. Also, so it's really cool. So yeah, so it like one of its uses is it avoids people from impersonating you. Because on YouTube it's so easy to impersonate people. One, it's like
wow,
you can just use your profile picture, use your name, also can. Like they like YouTube won't say, hey, that's not your name because but yeah, so it's kind of like that lah. It's
like a
badge.
It's like a verification thing to make sure that you're the right person and you're authentic. Is that what it does?
Yeah.
Right, guys, ladies and gentlemen out there, you just notice this is exactly what this generation is about. Like right there, Emerson. Oh my God, that was so smooth that straight away you're asking people to, check in your website and come for you and all that. This is not something we're used to, at all. All right, so well done. Okay, all right. Now, so I have a question for you, right? I'm going to throw it because it really isn't your time, but yeah. What is Apollo 11?
It's a spaceship, right? Something.
Okay, you get marks for that. Do you know why it's famous?
Yeah, it's some sort of. All I know is, isn't it like a rocket or like a space?
It is a rocket. So you're good. I'll. But do you know why it's famous?
No, it crash landed. I don't know.
No. It's something that created history, right? For mankind.
Oh, the guys right? the moon.
Yes, the first.
I see.
First landing on the moon. All right. So it was a defining moment in history for mankind, actually. So that's why it's very well known. The name of the person usually people know. Yeah, Neil Armstrong is right.
Yeah,
yes, thank you very much.
Yes. Yeah, I heard a quote like, "Is it one small step for man, one giant step for mankind?" That's like, yeah,
right.
That quote.
Yeah. For mankind. Perfect. See, you do know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm an old.
Yeah, actually, I should tell you some of the other questions, but then you can see, what it's like. Wait, let me see. This is just for fun. This is just for fun, right?
Right.
Do you know who floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee?
Flows like a butterfly. It's just a bee.
Oh, good. We've got the audience guessing as well. That's really cool. Yes, by all means, just put it up. It's not Bruce Lee, but
A boxer.
Muhammad. Yes, I was gonna say that they are fighters and yeah. Thank you very much. Yes, it's Muhammad Ali. I'm just having fun with this, yeah. And then maybe you can ask the questions and the audience can help. Can join in. My the other one is this. This is coming from Penang back in the 70s. Do you know what hala hala pens are?
Hala hala pins? P-I-N-S? Pens. Oh, it sounds like a pen that is like used for fine like writing.
Pens.
Oh,
pens that you
P-A-N-T-S, not P-A-N-S. I heard pins, then pens, then pants. Yeah. Some sort of pants for dancing, using the go-go dance. I don't know.
Actually, I think Sean, yeah, you got it right. It's a bell bottoms. Everywhere else in the world they call them bell bottoms, but in Penang we used to call them hala hala pants. It's the kind of pants that Elvis Presley wears. Like from the knee up downwards, the shape is like this. It's like a bell.
Oh,
yeah. So it's got a lot. You can check. You can search bell bottoms and you will see what it looked like, right? Okay, right. So do you want to toss one more question out for everybody to answer? Because this is beyond me.
So just a bonus question, I guess. First of all, do you know this guy?
No.
Okay. He's called Ryan Kaji, and basically he's the highest paid YouTuber on YouTube, and he is very, very young. Can you guess how young he is and what does he do?
Okay. Yes, I get can Sean, can you help us and take a guess on my behalf? Yeah, how old? He's 10. Seriously, he's 10?
Yeah, he's about 9 or 10, somewhere there. Yeah.
Oh wow.
He reviews toys. He unboxes them and reviews toys lah. It's crazy how much you get about doing that. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Actually, as you can see, my children are all grown, all right, and they're in their 30s. So this is really yeah. But you see, the point then is also this to be made, yeah. It is not easy for us educators because we have to actually keep up with what the young people are dealing with, because otherwise we are making decisions on their behalf. So like, for instance, I know that, being a YouTuber today is a career choice, right? And some can fall into it without even realizing that they're going to become one. So things like this. And how do you prepare children for that? So that when they suddenly become a YouTuber with all these followings, then can the school support it? You see? So it is important for us as parents and educators to know. Back in the 2010s or late, when I was teaching my students in my English classes, it kind of changed, when I asked the students, what is it they want to do with their lives? And one of my students said, they want to be a game tester. I was like, wow, the choice of career had changed back then. Was such an eye-opener to me. So today, I hope that with Emerson's questions, that you can see that big gap between your generation, Emerson, and mine, right? Yeah. We got to speak the same language as the children if you want to impact their lives, right? And then as parents, we need to share with them the things that we used to do, so that they, and help them enjoy it, rather than use it to say, what it was like when we were young, and we're not as lucky as you. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. Just share it as a story, so that they understand what it was like back then. All right. Yes. Okay. So the next thing is because it is about your life and my life way back then. Today is still my life, but as my age, then we are talking about people my age back then and people my age now. That will be another difference right there. But we're gonna talk about, because you shared that you're doing all these things. You're a cartoonist. You are an animator. Okay, you've won multiple awards. You have already launched 2 books. I know the second one, because it was through the school. It was so much fun that it got launched with Borders, and now it's available on Borders. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Yeah. But then there are also other things that you have done, like I know in the environment space. I will talk about that afterwards. Yeah. So what is your dream?
My dream.
Yes, you've already accomplished this much. So moving forward with like when you've grown up, what is your dream?
Well, I'd say my dream maybe is more to like, well, even though I am already like trying to inspire others, I want to like reach out, really like just really like change, like become a real change maker and like really inspire globally and like even more globally, I guess, and just help others and inspire them with passions and just like help them become someone, like follow the same path I took, I guess, like. Because,
right. I want to check in on you on this one, because I heard recently you did you were teaching online, yeah, through the entrepreneur program, right? You chose to you decided to you wanted to do this to teach people out there to do animation. Yeah, and you recently did. I understood that you were supposed to do 1 workshop, but because of the response, you ended up doing 3 workshops, which I thought was phenomenal. Can you share a little bit as to what is the age group of the people who joined? And I understand it wasn't just from Malaysia. Which country?
Actually, like, oh, sorry, yeah, there were people from like Australia and it was Malaysia and Australia, and also like I think 1 or 2 more countries also. So because like the good thing is that nowadays, because everything is more digitalized and online, like that's the reason why we can have this virtual meeting in the first place. Now we can reach out to also worldwide people. It's in some ways having the MCO help me reach out to more people to help inspire others. And of the workshops, I can now like, it's also easier for me and for the people to actually attend it, because it's now you can just have it at your home. It's really great.
Right. So I heard that they were from Australia. Was it from Hong Kong and Singapore as well?
I think that's a different class, not an animation workshop.
Oh, okay. But it's all the way to Australia. But what were the age groups that, do you know?
Okay. The age group was basically about up to my age, maybe a bit like, okay, from say 6 to my age, around that side. Yeah, 6 to 14 maybe.
So you did teach some of the students. Some of the students were older than you as well, yeah?
Yes, some of them, yeah.
Okay, right. And because you have your animation series, right, on YouTube, can you share with everybody here how many views that you have already to date?
Actually, I think, okay, it was recently 35 million, but let me just check real quick. It's actually in total is gained 37 million on 300,000 views. It's crazy.
Oh wow. I don't even know where to search to see whether how many people are viewing,
Yeah, you can check the about section.
Right. So yes, congratulations, yeah, Emerson. And I think as parents and educators out there, if you want to know, you can see young people today, they can accomplish amazing things. So the thing right now is, what does it take? What does it take for us parents and educators to do to make this happen, right? Did you feel any pressure at all doing all the things that you do?
Okay, so there was obviously a bit of pressure because we have to, sometimes we have a lot of projects and then we have to do it. But even though there is pressure, it's not too stressful because, I mean, it's stressful lah, but it's not too bad because I love doing the stuff I do, like animation. It's as well as something like a project that I do. It's my hobby as well. And same with all my other projects, like talking and doing this. Sure, it's a bit of pressure to like prepare all of it and to rush to create it, but it's also fun in the end and it just achieves a lot more. It's worth it to do it. Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. So you're not talking about the like the regular pressures, like having to make sure you score the top marks, and it's more about doing the things that you love. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Correct.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, Emerson. And okay, maybe what I'll do is, you see the difference. Yeah, your dream is to be a change maker and impact people across the world. Back when I was around your age, my dream was this. It was if I could just go to, like, say, because back then in Penang, the nicest supermarket was actually, like, the grocery store was Cold Storage. And we would go there and look at all these amazing things from all over the world that was available, and some of them we've never heard of. We don't even know what to do with them. And so back then, my biggest dream ever was, I said, I would be, it would be something that I would consider an achievement if I could just go into any, grocery store and just pick whatever I want to put into my cart. That was about the dream that we had. Okay. And I think I was able to do that in my 30s, really, like to go into, the stores and just put in, because even in the 20s, it was still a bit of a struggle because we were going through the recession at that time. And like literally we had to watch every single dollar that we had. I remember buying a top, a blouse to go to work, and 11 ringgit. And that was like, you have to think twice or three times to buy that, So it was 30s that I was able to just walk into, I think back then we had at the Jaya supermarket in PJ. I was here in KL already, and you could just walk in and, I was able to put whatever I wanted into that shopping cart. And that to me was, wow, that's my dream come true, my childhood dream. Okay. And of course later, but there's a little story that teacher Melinda, my sister and partner in our school, reminded me. She said that, do you remember that time when we bought yogurt and we didn't know yogurt cannot be frozen? Because when we bought it, it was from the frozen section, and we took it home and we were attempting to eat it, and it was like hard, like a rock, like ice, right? It's like ice. And we didn't know that, we need to thaw it. That's not how you eat yogurt. That was how like in a sense, a lot of information wasn't available to us, and so we were like guessing what to do with this food stuff, right? And of course, over time, then after that, when I started teaching, then my dream evolved, and that's to impact as many children as possible for their future, not my future, not my now, not your now, but for your future. And that's a whole different ball game to education. So that became my number one dream. Okay. And now, of course, teaching college students, and then I was really, really so upset. And then I had my English classes. The more I heard about what school is like, and so often it came up that the students said that it felt like a prison, and they make jokes about school being prison. I'm like, what? You're spending, like, children are literally spending 6 to 7 hours every day for 10 to 11 years, and they feel like it's a prison. And then the more I looked into it and talked to my students, it's like they have to sit still, they can't move, and they can't talk for that length of time. Like, children, when you put them together, they're never quiet, right? But they're forced. So it's like they're bound and gagged at the same time. And that made me so angry. I was so angry when I heard that, because, for the sake of the child, how can we even do that to children? It is unacceptable. We cannot accept that as an adult, you know. So that's how I kind of evolved and started relooking at the way education was done. So it became my lifelong dream now. So just to, you know, let you know how it changed. But back then it was a very, very simple dream. And already at this moment, your dreams are really, really amazing. And Emerson, I really, really wish you all the best, you know, to get there. And we will support you in any way, shape, or form. And I know your parents are doing an amazing job with you, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So actually, sorry. Yeah, but I do really agree with you actually on the fact that like education has to be really changed, because like last time was a lot more. I mean, it still is lah. Like, many schools, they have a kind of a factory model where people like they don't really have to think out of the box kind of thing, and like basically they were like, people were taught down to sit and listen only, and like they cannot ask questions, cannot talk. So that's really bad. Because okay, let me share with you some experiences, all right? Because I'd say that, because you know, when I conduct classes, I conduct animation workshops, I conduct cartooning and comic drawing workshops, you see, because I find that many students are actually like, not many students, but like some of them actually are quite shy, and they hide their work or they hide their drawings because like they're afraid about what people will say about it or so lah. Like it doesn't, because the schools like don't inspire confidence or anything. Like because even some are they're shy to introduce their name or like their age or hobbies. Like they cannot say it to a large crowd because many times I see like they run away. But yeah, it doesn't inspire enough confidence and creativity. And sometimes like when I see in the workshops, sometimes or some of people I know, like they're good at creativity and art, and like sometimes even better than me, honestly, like just being an artist, that is so good. But somehow they just think they're bad. I don't know how they think they're bad. Like they're like I don't know. Like maybe they're being modest or something. But if you're modest, I don't think that you would delete your work as in modesty, because some of them, they delete all their work just because they think it's bad. Like people wouldn't like it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Because like imagine working like so hard, and then a year or two later, go, oh, that's my old work. It looks bad, gone from existence. It just annoys me that part so hard that like I have old animations which I honestly think are pretty bad, but for me, I consider it's kind of a good thing because you can see how far you've come from that point, and others can see too. Like they always say, like you can just see how far I've come, instead of thinking of something as bad that people don't like. Think of something how far I've come, because like showing something maybe bad and showing something even good what you have now is more like you can see how far I've come is really important. So yeah, it doesn't inspire enough confidence.
Right. Yeah, okay. Everybody, yeah, this is from the mouth of babes. Okay. And you know, okay, because what Emerson has just shared, okay, is exactly what I saw when I started teaching 35 years ago. Now, I don't know how you feel about it, but for me, I'm horrified because literally over the past 35 years, education has not changed, right? When I started teaching, it was exactly like this. The students won't show me their work. You know, they would close it, or they will just cover it the minute you walk by, and it takes a lot to undo that, you know. And they wouldn't. It's very hard to get them. Imagine if they won't even show you the work. They don't even have to speak, right? And you just imagine how much harder it is to get them to share and speak, or even, you know, express how they feel. Forget it. All right. So it took a lot, and I set out to start working on this from way back then. Emerson, I just want to check with you. How do you feel when you saw that? Because that's not who you are, right? How do you feel when you saw that?
Well, I like feel maybe like more. I feel like annoyed, not exactly by them, but how the way like education is taught and how it needs to change, honestly, because the world is kind of, I'd say like the world is already changing really rapidly and fast, and already we need the soft skills, like we need all these, I'd say the 4 C's lah, which is like communication, creativity, critical thinking, and collaboration lah, which is the 4 skills that are really important as of now. But I feel like many schools, they don't actually teach this kind of thing, which is really important nowadays.
Yeah, and I do agree with you, Kamanta, yeah, that you wish more parents and educators could hear this, okay? Look, we didn't prepare like as in what to say. It's not scripted what we're talking about here. So whatever is coming out here is very, very natural. It is exactly what Emerson feels, all right? So Emerson, I understand that because your parents homeschooled you, yeah? They homeschooled
Right.
you. And
Yeah.
did you ever go into a school before when you were younger?
Actually, no, I haven't. Like before I joined, like before I joined the school because of I was homeschooled all the way for like 12 years, about 12 years, about that. And I actually started schooling in 2020, January. Yeah, because I won the X Factor and then joined the school, this one. So before that, I was completely homeschooled.
Right. So do you know why your parents chose to homeschool you? Is that
Yeah,
what you want?
definitely. Because like they say they think that it's the best way for me and my brother to be creative and like we basically for our field trip. I mean, like we went on many field trips lah. Like how my homeschooling experience, like we went on many field trips. Like we went to art galleries, went to museums, went to conversation centers, sanctuaries, forests, mangroves. Just basically, we also met so many people there. It just helped us to be inspired also lah. And the world was basically our classroom. It was super hands-on lah. It was really great. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's what we did.
And so I also understand your education is pretty well rounded as well, because you're also very involved with music. Yeah, you love music.
Mhm.
Yeah. What instruments do you play, and what sort of music do you like playing?
Okay, so me and my brother actually, we had some sort of band thing we created because he is pretty good at playing the piano. I'm good at playing the guitar and I'm good at singing. So we formed the band. We didn't have a band name lah, but we formed the band and we would practice a lot. And when we could, our parents always encouraged us to perform at conventions or junctions or centers, just any place that we could. Sometimes even some open mics that they just allow anyone to join. Our parents would allow us to join on that, and then we would perform there, and it was pretty fun, and it just helped us grow our creativity and passions more as well.
Yeah. Okay. So you see that there's a lot that parents are doing at the back. Yeah, that you see this young man here. All right. And the school right now can only support him to soar, to support you to soar further. All right. And the other thing that the school can do, which is what we are doing, it is to open up all our ecosystem and resources and the connections that we have for the children. That is what the school's role should be. All right. And for us to just help him with all his the skills that you have, and also to build upon it, right, for you. And work closely with your parents as well. I know that's what we've been doing with you and your parents, yeah. But okay, more importantly is this. See, what does it take, to create and nurture, a student or a young man like Emerson? That is the big question that we have to ask ourselves. So if parents, this is what you want, like your child to be this confident, to be able to speak and share. And I'm oh my God, Emerson, the things that you are sharing is just absolutely amazing. And it's not like, yeah, it's not even like you're regurgitating, to and parroting what adults are saying. Like we can see that you're talking from your own experience, and that this is how you feel, how strongly you feel about, young people, and what education should be doing for you. All right. Or even, and I can see you're very, very close with your family. Yeah, do a lot of things together. Okay, the other one, do you have anything you want to share and ask first before because I'm very excited to find out so much from you that I'm like, yeah. So if you have something you want to ask, or you want to share, over to you, Emerson.
Yeah, I think that actually training. So I'll like to talk about education again now, because I think that training also, like I said before, training 21st century skills are really important, because I've been a lot of groups lah with working with a lot of people, and a lot of people my age lah, because so we have to come up with ideas. So like I will always be like, okay guys, so what ideas do we have? It will usually be like silence and like I'll suggest some idea, you guys add on or something. But like they sometimes can't think of ideas because like they maybe have lost the skill to actually like think creatively because schools or education has kind of conditioned them to only think about something like only correct answer and right, like this answer wrong, this answer right. So like only something like straightforward, nothing that branches out into more ideas and creativity. And also I'd say that maybe people also have a bit more, I say that we have to also change a lot of people's mindsets because I feel like people have fixed mindsets of what education should be, which is like this one. But times are changing, and we have to change our mindset too. So let me give you an example what I mean of fixed mindset lah. You see, because so I help conduct like I help my parents conduct. Me and my brother help my parents conduct children and family camps that we do on the school holidays. No, not school holidays. Last time before when we were homeschooled, I mean, I go to school too much already. But yeah, last time before we were while we were homeschooled, we conducted like children and family camps. And so and one camp there, so I was just drawing, I was just minding my own business, I was just like drawing. And I was just drawing a dinosaur basically lah. And for some reason a random person in the camp there, they came up to me, they looked at my dinosaur and said, that's not a dinosaur. Okay, here's what I mean. And then they said like, then I said like, huh? I was like, huh? Then they said, no, they're like, the hands there, dinosaur's hands are like that. The face do look like that. This thing do look like that. I'm like, wait, what? Because, okay, so, and let me give you another example also. Because my brother, he also loves to draw. And in another camp, a different one, he was drawing as well lah. And basically he was drawing windows because he's an architecture guy. He likes building and like he likes the kind of building stuff and likes building so like that. So he's drawing a window lah, but he drew it circular. And there's something wrong with drawing circular windows. But a girl came up to a girl came up to him and said, windows aren't supposed to be circular, they are square. And then Sharon said, well, he got answer like, but airplane got circular windows. But okay, here's what I mean. But what I'm saying from all of this experiences is that people have fixed mindsets. I feel like due to the education and school, like example, because they teach one way only. Like example, exams or whatnot. This answer is correct. This answer is wrong. If you anything other than this one is wrong. So that means that people think for that and the rest of their life. They spend so much years in school thinking of right and wrong only. They don't think out of the box, which is like, that's why if you think anything like, well, basically like they kind of have a fixed mindset and they can't think more creatively. And it really annoys me because of this.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And you know what, Emerson, it annoyed the heck out of me as well for 35 years because I do teach students from everywhere, from different countries, from around the world when I was teaching in the colleges. And then also now we have students coming from different countries. And then also I was teaching in my house back then. I started in 1995 where I had students coming from so many different schools all over KL, for instance, you know, whether it's Subang or you know, all the way down in KL, you know, they come in from various schools. But in college, I taught them from all over Malaysia, north, south, east coast, west coast, East Malaysia, West Malaysia, Indonesia. I had students from Japan and Korea and Brazil and Czechoslovakia and India, Pakistan, you name them. You know, I had so many, even Canadian students I've had before. And it's exactly what you said, you know. And you see, even though the horrifying thing is, even though they can see around them that there are circular windows, or even those are semicircles and all that. I mean, I lived in a house in Bukit Rimau where, you know, I had a circular window, you know, so you're absolutely right. They see it around and yet they say, no, it has to be a certain shape. Yeah. And that is a real, it is a disservice to our children for them to come out like this, you know. To be so rigid in the way they think about what life is and how things should be done, because they miss out so much on the possibilities and even solutions that could come at them from a very, very different angle. All right. Yeah. So you're absolutely right. Yeah. And so, in what we like, my purpose in education right from day one was actually to change out. Even in college, my students, you can talk to my ex-students because some of them are in the late 40s now. What studying in my class was like back then, and the English classes, and it was about changing out everything that we could. And you're absolutely right about the 21st century skills, the soft skills, the human skills. And parents, just so you know, the human skills are not just an add-on good to have for your kids. They are power skills. In today's world, they are power skills. So your children, they will be able to impact the world just by having that human skill. But unfortunately, most schools focus very much on the academic side, right? But and human skills cannot be separate from the academic. It must be embedded inside. If it is taught separately, because a lot of traditional education systems, not just our country, they look at creativity. Oh, you got to go for art class, or you got to go for drama class or singing class. No, why can't we have creativity in physics, in math, in econs? Why not? All right, why can't we have collaborative skills, in these classes? It has to be, because otherwise it doesn't work. Leadership is not about being prefects. It's about, right now, today, the world being collaborative. You're absolutely right, the 4 C's, yeah? The children, any one of them should be able to step up to lead at any point. When we work, I will defer to my accounts people for the finance side, or my financial people, right? I'm not going to take the lead there because it's not my strength, but I will defer to them. Just imagine, yes, I may be the CEO, and a teacher, but it doesn't mean that I tell them what to do, because their strength is in finance. But come talk to me about teaching, yeah, that's my strength. All right. So yes, that's absolutely true. Okay. So now, Emerson, I just want to get to this going down, because we really went to education right there. Yeah. But before I go further, I really want to know a bit more about the environment side. But before we go there, what is it that makes you happy? In two ways, right? One is because I know now you're part of our school, right? And because there was a decision to be made as well, whether you join our school or not, because your parents chose to homeschool you, right? What makes you happy in school, and also what makes you happy, overall in life? Okay, at your age.
Oh, sorry?
At your age.
Okay, at my age. Oh my gosh, I did that for a while. Okay. So what makes me happy? I'll say for overall, it's probably inspiring others, because you see, right? There have been cases where when I conduct some workshops, or when I publish my books and sell them to people, and when they buy it, like sometimes there are some cases where they actually be inspired to actually, like, it's just great seeing them actually get inspired. Like instead of teaching something and hoping that they will get inspired, it's actually seeing them do it. Like when I conduct workshops, sometimes then, like animation workshops, a person after the workshop, the mother said he wouldn't stop animating. He just kept on doing it and doing it. It's great to see that, because it means that the inspiration has worked or something. It means that it's actually working, and it's helping others to get their passions working, and to help others just be inspired. As well as, like, sometimes in the books, the parents also have said, like, their kids were inspired to write and draw their own stories. And I also, it's great, because like sometimes when I also read books, and when I also watch movies or things like that, I be inspired to add those into my books and stuff like that. So it's kind of a good snowball of things. Like it like goes, I don't know what to say, like a passion snowball. I don't know, the analogy is weird, but yeah.
Yeah, I love that passion snowball. Maybe you can get that started, and that can become a term that could go even global. You never know. Yeah, Emerson. Yes, so I love it. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The part about inspiring. So, but what about now that you've chosen to come into a school, right? What is it that makes you happy in school now?
Happy in school. Um, I'd say it's also it's well, actually, I love for it's a bit unrelated to this, but for school, I love, well, for me personally, I love making friends, and school really has a lot of people you can make friends with. And when a person actually, a person always needs a friend lah. And I have made many friends also from school, and I love chatting with people. I love chatting with friends, and I can also say like we also I have people, some people in the school that they like drawing also, so I love to draw with them, and like we pass off each other ideas and things to draw, and it's great because it's also kind of also like inspiring people each other. It's great also, so I love making friends. I generally do.
Okay, perfect. See, parents, the human component, it is not the physics, the chemistry that makes them happy. It is the friendships. It is about working together with one another. That's what makes them happy in school. And that's how the young people today want to learn. Actually, back then too, I went to school for friends, you know. And in fact, my memory of this is what I haven't shared with you, Emerson. My memory of being educated was this. I remember when I was in standard 6, what art class, we had to make a dance cap. Each or every one of us have to make a dance cap, and it's DUNCE.
Yeah.
For stupid, right? And my art was so horrible. I should be learning from you. I couldn't do a nice dance cap. It was like cone, right, that we had to put over our head. So the only thing I did was I took the paintbrush and I started doing different colored polka dot, like dots all over. That was the best I could do with art. All right. Yeah. And this after 6 years. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it became my dance cap hat. But I remembered what I had to do, not what I did wrong, right? So I couldn't remember what it was that I didn't do or did back then. And that the teacher, maybe it was because some homework didn't get finished or whatever, but I had to put on the dance hat and I had to sit in front of the class beneath the chalkboard. So that's what I remember about the chalkboard. Okay. Beneath the chalkboard, where there's a little bench for children to step on to clean the board, right? To be taller. And I had to sit in front of the class with my dance hat for the duration of the lesson. So those were the memories I had about education, right? So they weren't pleasant ones, but for friends, yes. But the problem for schooling is that in most schools, the friendships are not like encouraged. You're not encouraged to talk to one another. So you have to create a lot of opportunities for them to do a lot of group discussions and group initiatives, and getting them to be able to talk to the teachers, so the teachers become friends with the kids. And the other thing is that to be able to have exposure to mentors who also become friends with the students. So that is what makes learning powerful in school. Not that sit down, nobody remembers the physics. We'll never pick up physics or econs or English classes as the first memory, and okay, I love it, but it is about friendship. It is about working together with one another. Yeah, Emerson, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, that's correct. I believe that.
Yeah. So but what do you think of that sort of a punishment? Yeah.
No, because it's like if because you kind of make memories of things that maybe those are very embarrassing or very bad memories, which kind of, I would say, demotivate them to continue learning, to maybe even make friends. So school just is the worst. They like not look forward to going to school. It's like it's really bad because, and like I feel that punishment shouldn't even be like there shouldn't even be like some sort of punishment. You just like have to educate them on what you did wrong and just tell them what you have to do instead of just punishing them, because they don't learn anything from getting punished. They just get more angry and do it more.
Yeah. Well, okay. I'll put this a little bit into perspective as a parent and a teacher. Yeah. It is you don't punish children for not doing things. It's actually about helping them get there. You have to scaffold them to help them get to, so that they can achieve whatever it is that you want them to achieve. If it is about doing work, then make the work more interesting for them, and they'll finish it for you, right? But if it is boring, then it's hard. And textbooks are written in that manner. That the two things I really can't control in our as a teacher. One would be the textbooks and the exams, right? But how we teach the content can be different, all right? And that's what we need to do. But even then, some topics are so hard. Well, how do you make math interesting, for instance, So, but anyway, Emerson knows when they get to year 10, they'll be going to the water theme park to do math experiments. Oh, year 11, that's going to happen, yeah? But the point is, you've got to make it interesting with the content. But generally, it is it's how you all want to learn, right? But the punishment side, yes, as there has to be a good and a bad as well, right? But generally, you don't punish kids for being part the whole process of learning. They'll hate it. Because every single child is a work in progress, right? The punishment can come in if they do something to harm other people, or it could harm themselves. Yeah. And if after one warning or after sitting down to talk to them, it doesn't work, only then do you pull out a punishment, not before that. All right? Because it is more important that they pick up and they learn from there. But there are some children, they do require that you have, because a punishment, if it becomes a boundary, then yes, it works. If it's a punishment that lashes out, no. All right? Because young people, they are looking for boundaries. Okay, check out this book by Dr. James Dobson. You can get them in MPH or Kinokuniya. All right, it's called Dare to Discipline, when to pull out punishment. All right, but if you want kids to learn, punishment is not the way to go. I really hated learning. I hate it. Okay, just to, and I was in an A class, and I thought I was really horrible as a student, all the years I was in school. And I scored usually around 13 to 15 position in the class, right? But at the end of the day, it never occurred to me that actually I'm in a good class and we're in a good convent school in Penang, right? But that this is education across many countries, traditional ones. But at the end of the day, I was, when I looked at it, I was actually number 15 in the form. And there were about 5-6 classes of each year. So actually I wasn't that bad, but then I didn't think I was good at all, right? So anyway, that is the way education was, right? But moving forward, it's not the way it should be, but yet it is the traditional system. Okay, right?
Yeah.
Now, you want to say anything to that, Emerson?
Nothing. Continue.
Okay, then I think we would love to find out from you, because I know you joined our ACE Adventure Biosphere, our school in Duyamas, yeah. Okay, so because actually already as parents, all of you, you and your brother were already very involved with the environment. Like right now, you're very big in water treatment, right? Working closely with maybe you can tell us a little bit as to what got you started.
Okay, so a while back, me and my brother and a couple of my friends, we created some sort of project which is called Mush Clean, which was to purify river waters, because like many waters were toxic because they were filled with metals, like heavy metals. It's not like a rock song or something like that, but it's some sort of toxic chemical or something, and it basically is quite toxic to the water lah. So we kind of created a microfilter that helps on also purifying the water, as well as it's just make the water clean lah, basically using organic materials. And so yeah, some other projects also I did based on the environment. Also, like one of the main ones, I created a character called Earth Boy, which was I participated in a climate comic contest where they had to create their own eco superhero, where the participants had to create their own eco superhero. And I created a character called Earth Boy, and basically I won runner-up. So I had the opportunity to collaborate with an artist, and basically we created a comic lah. So with this comic, it was published in New York and was translated into Spanish, French, and Hindi. So it was really good lah, because I think that it's a way to help inspire others to help save the earth, as well as just entertain them, which is like, because it's a comic, so it's fun and so like that.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. So what is it about the environment that really, because I know this is not a small thing for you, and like it is not just a project, because you and your brother are really taking on the environment in a very big way, right? So what is it that made you feel so strongly about the environment?
okay, well, it's actually because of like, well, let me just tell us, because like, the environment is getting more and more polluted, and it's actually mostly because of our actions, because of many of us don't think of what we do, and we do it mostly for convenience. Example is like, plastic was invented for convenience, but it kind of turned into a inconvenience. But like, okay, so here's what I mean. People still consider it a convenience lah, because you could use a plastic straw, a plastic bottle, plastic container, use it. After that, you just throw it out in the dustbin. It's out of your sight there. It's none of your business anymore. But it actually is your business, because it actually comes back to you. And it also comes back to animals, you see? Because I see, right? Many times plastic or whatever waste just end up in the ocean because of it either flew there or flew into the I don't know English of it, the drain, drain. And it goes into animals, and there's so many cases of animals just ending up with plastic in their stomach, or they end up trapped in plastic or other waste and trash, and they just die because of it, because so many animals, like an example is a turtle mistaking a plastic bag for a jellyfish, and usually chokes on it and dies. And there was this one dolphin that ingested so much plastic that it was like his body was full of it. And because when animals inject, when they eat plastic, they become less hungry. They kind of become less hungry, and because the plastic already fills out our stomach. But they also are actually in the inside, they actually starving kind of. But like, so they actually die due to starving, though not feeling hungry. So but it's really painful for them. And it's and it also, when also plastic goes into the ocean, a lot of other harmful things happen, like microplastics, which is basically plastic will break down. It doesn't biodegrade, but when it breaks down, it's kind of like it's the bad biodegradation because when it breaks down into something called microplastics, which goes all over into the ocean and basically into fish and to somehow into our food as well, because it's really toxic. And a study shows that we eat a credit card worth of plastic due to microplastics each week. So just imagine just eating a credit card, eating it goes into your body. That's like really big. It's a lot of plastic. It's really harmful to everyone.
Wow, that is new to me. That's horrifying. It's like a horror movie.
Yeah.
No, right. And yes, it's true. We are supposed to take care of the environment for you, yeah, your young people, but looks like we have to teach you to take care of it and undo the things that my generation has done. And I think that is a really powerful realization. Yeah, I think for all of us, my age, definitely to bring back to our family. Yeah. So yeah, Emerson, that was really powerful. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. So okay, I have two last questions maybe to ask you. Yeah, one of them is what would you tell teachers out there?
Okay, tell teachers, like a message to teachers?
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, okay, from what I've observed, so I'll just say this lah. I'd say like every child has their own strength or passion or skill. So if you see a child that isn't doing like a student that isn't doing well in something like math or science or education, just know it doesn't mean that they are bad. It means that they have a skill in another area. So here's what I mean lah. Let me use an analogy I use lah. So let's say like superheroes. Say the Hulk, right? The Hulk, maybe he was tasked to do the activities of Spider-Man. He's supposed to web swing and wall climb. But even if he could do it, he maybe would be too heavy, he would fall. He probably wouldn't succeed in doing those activities. But it doesn't mean that he's bad. It really doesn't. It means that his specialty is another area. Like the Hulk, he's really strong. He's pretty fast as well. As well as he has a lot of stamina. And this concept applies to real life as well. So like, it just applies to real life because it doesn't, just because it isn't good at something doesn't mean he's bad at everything. The person surely has a strength in another area. And so I just have to leave with this quote lah. It's just one more quote, which is, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing it is stupid. So yes,
thank you. Oh, you know about that, yeah?
Yeah, that's a popular quote.
Very powerful analogy right there. You're absolutely right. So parents, yes, you can hear exactly, and that's exactly what we see as well. I've been a teacher for 35 years. That's exactly what I see. I've got students because very often they get defined by the exams that they're taking in the eyes of many parents, yeah. And in our school, this is not acceptable. We don't define the kids based on the subjects that they do well in or they don't do well in. But we give them opportunities to do many other things, and it shows up. You know, they can be like weak in, let's say, physics, but you know what? They can present very well in physics. You never know. You never know. It's a big surprise, you know, but it doesn't mean they may do well in exams. But when they speak about physics or they do presentations, they can do very well. So these are some things that, and the presentations for physics is never part of the exams, you know, as in the final exam before they head on to college and university. So you as adults and parents and educators, we really need to watch out for that and keep encouraging them in areas that they're strong in. Like we have students who may not be strong academically, but my goodness, they are amazing when they speak to people. They're very strong people persons, you know, and you can put them anywhere and they can talk and they can engage with people and build relationships with them. And that is where the soft skills come in as a power skill. All right. Yeah. So thank you very much for that one. And our last one question for you, yeah, is, okay, what advice would you give a 13-year-old teacher N back in 1975?
Okay, I'd say that you really have to find you have to find something that you really like to do, which is called your passion, and you have to keep on pursuing it, because people might discourage you from continuing your passion or just tell you to do just to be an academic excellence, but you have to keep on pushing on, not give up, and believe me, it'll be worth it. Thank you.
And I'll share how that worked out. You know, when I was in school, I never wanted to teach ever. It was the last job I ever wanted. But what I didn't realize was that because it didn't make me happy. Yeah, education didn't make me happy, and it became my lifelong thing to make sure that you know, when I started teaching, that my students were very happy coming to class and they were engaged and they enjoyed themselves in the whole process, you know. But yeah, and it became my passion. Yeah. So it was something that, and then now I realize this is what you call looking for the problem and finding the solution. Yeah. Back then I never thought that could be my passion. So thank you. And so 13-year-old teacher N says thank you very much.
Okay. All right.